Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello, beautiful starseeds. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind. This is your Channel for Grace. Excited today to talk about the magic of Venus and what Venus is doing in the astrology this week and how that's going to be affecting us collectively. And also, I'm going to go through all the signs. I usually do that for this show whenever I talk about Venus, and she really does rule the realm of relationships, love, also money and abundance. So many different things can happen when Venus transits through the sky, and we talk all about it on this show. And I'll tell you where the specific event that we're talking about this week, which is Venus square Neptune, is happening in your chart based off of your rising sign. And then you can also get messages for sun, moon, and of course, Venus. Wherever Venus is in your chart is going to affect your relationships as well. So thank you everyone for being here. Let me say hi to everyone that's in the chat. Hello, Melanie. How are you? Sage, welcome in. Creatrix, welcome. Courtney, hello. Boobarth, welcome in. Valerie, Carmelola, Darcy, hello. Sherry, welcome. Oh, thank you. Today a bee tried to land on me. And it was kind of weird. I was like, no, I'm not a flower. I kind of freaked out. Anyways, I want to welcome everyone to the show and also invite you to check out the description, all the links, all the cool things happening. This holiday season, we are officially, my special holiday reading is available. So if you want to dive into either astrology, tarot, oracle, mediumship, if you want to connect with your spirit guides, if you want to receive channel messages, shamanic journeys, astral travel, like there's so many different modalities, meditation, energy clearing that I have at my fingertips. And I've never done a reading like this, but these readings are really just very intuitively guided by our spirit guides and mutually created. So they're live one-on-one sessions on Zoom, and they're coaching as well. And they're available only through December 31st. If you're interested in getting one of these special readings, you can sign up. The link is below in the description. And of course, make sure to get on my email list, download my free moon astrology guide that will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It'll enter you into my email list, and I will send you every Wednesday a moon magic report. So whatever the moon is doing, whatever sign it's in, whatever phase it's in, and aspects that have to do with the moon and other planets and how that affects us, because the moon is a very dynamic planet within the system of astrology. So make sure to stay in contact. There is a lot more specials coming up, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. So what we're going to talk about today is Venus making a square to the planet Neptune. And I'm going to pull it up on the screen so that you guys can actually see the chart. And this is a powerful moment this week, because we're going to see the sun enter into the sign of Scorpio on Saturday. And once the sun moves into Scorpio, hey, Maddie, how's it going? You are going to feel the shift, let me tell you. Scorpio season is really about diving deep, going into the depths of the underworld and giving yourself the opportunity to actually practice letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, giving yourself an opportunity to awaken, to see things. Hey, Shannon, welcome in, that maybe you wouldn't normally like to see. But what we experience with Scorpio season also is the veil gets thinner and thinner between our world and sort of the other dimensions or the other worlds. And so it makes it easier to connect with our spirit guides. It makes it easier to connect with our ancestors and our the people that have passed on. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to do that type of reading as the special holiday reading, because this time of the year lends itself to that power. And we're about to go there on Saturday. So energy will shift a lot this weekend. I think it's going to be exciting. And we will see this square on next Tuesday. So this is not happening till next Tuesday. But the lead up to it is going to give you a lot of insight as to how you might experience this energy. I'm putting on my essential oils. I'm going to put on some Sirius Starseed Aura Mist. That's a good one. The Sirius has geranium, grapefruit, vetiver, clove, honeysuckle extract, distilled water, and it's really good for love and trust, honoring your body, centering, grounding, protection, energy, and safety, intuition. It's also connected to the moon energies. So that's what the Sirius Aura Mist and the essential oil really help you do. They're found on my Etsy shop. So let's highlight what we're actually looking at here. So this is the chart for Tuesday. You'll see Venus is at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, 44 minutes. And then Neptune is at 20 degrees of Pisces, 44 minutes, which means that they are squaring each other. So what a square is a challenge that shows up in our lives so that we can resolve it. What we also see here is on Tuesday, the sun is already at 3 degrees of Scorpio, and that is significant as well. The moon on that day finds herself in the sign of Cancer. So that's going to be making, she will be trining this area too. So there'll be or let me mark it like this. There'll be a trine from the moon to Neptune as well. So that's harmonious. That's allowing our intuition to listen, to pay attention to this aspect that we're talking about, which is this, Venus square Neptune. To decipher what this means, we have to look at what each of these planets represents. So if we look at Venus, first of all, she is getting ready to go through some really intense transits. She is the goddess of love and beauty. She rules relationships. She also rules money. She also is the goddess of the Empress. And this is a grounding energy. She rules the sign of Libra. She rules the sign of Taurus. So Libra is relationships, and Taurus is that like mother, goddess, empress energy, the abundance, like the money side of Venus. But she's getting ready to go through some really intense transits. I was planning on starting the videos today. I didn't actually get to them for each of the signs for Scorpio season. I am going to come out with those videos, I promise, and they'll be out soon. But basically, she's getting ready to go through some really intense phase changes. Just like the moon, she has phases as well. And she's about to enter her wholeness phase. And this is a phase that is her version of a full moon. And so we see her really bright in the sky. She's like at her brightest, but she's getting ready to disappear from the sky. She's getting ready to make her conjunction, her inferior conjunction with the sun, which happens while she's retrograde. So first comes this wholeness phase, and then there's a couple of other phases, and she's going to enter into the sign of Capricorn, go retrograde for a while, conjunct the sun, past the sun, and then she's going to go direct again. And that conjunction is going to happen in January. I believe January 8th is the day where we see that powerful conjunction. And that is there's two moments where Venus has these two powerful conjunctions with the sun. One, and they're every 9 months. So 9 months ago, she had a conjunction with the sun, but she was direct. This time she's retrograde. So there's a lot of reflective energy that comes with this inferior conjunction, this Venus retrograde. And she's getting ready for that. So right now, so we can look forward to in the next few months, this sort of reflective energy throughout our relationships. It's really going to make us look at what has been going on since like 9 months ago, since the last conjunction, since the last Kazini, they call it. So whatever the last 9 months, remember, Venus is, and she goes through these 9-month cycles, and 9 months is the month that it takes, for a baby to be born. And so there's like the gestation period, I guess you could call it. I mean, I don't even know, really the terms, but we're talking about the power of Venus to help us go through that process of birth and rebirth. And in Capricorn, she's also going to make a conjunction to Pluto. So that's like, so much buried stuff. And so think of relationships as one of the most powerful shifts and awareness activations that we will have in the next few months. So this, when we look at one specific transit, for example, this one, right? Venus square Neptune. We're looking at something that happens this week on Tuesday. But it's painted, it comes with a bigger picture. And that's why I'm painting this bigger picture for you. We're getting ready for a lot of relationship issues to come up, to get resolved. This is partly that. Now, when we look at Neptune by itself, the god of the sea, Poseidon, Neptune, rules the sign of Pisces. So very strong in the sign of Pisces here. Neptune is retrograde, so there's a very reflective aspect to our dreams, to our intuitive abilities, psychic abilities. We are in a moment right now also on the planet, there's a lot of fog. Pisces can bring confusion, and there's a lot of confusion on planet Earth in general. And the clarity can only come if you focus on collectively really where the North Node is, which is right here in Gemini. So it's information, it's being curious, it's finding the truth. So you can find the clarity, but you can't focus on old belief systems. You can't focus on things from the past. We really are transitioning as a humanity into a whole new world. And some of us are kind of helping to guide that process along by reminding everyone that it's so important for you to find your truth, not what someone else is telling you, but your truth. Venus is in Capricorn. Your Venus is in Capricorn. Oh, very interesting. So that's going to be very intense. So that's where we find the truth. So what does this actually, mean when we're looking more specifically at this Venus square Neptune transit? what can happen, first of all, it can definitely affect your relationships. And because Neptune can bring in a sense of confusion, it can create feelings of insecurity about yourself, feelings of insecurity about your relationships. So this has to do with self-esteem. If you are not grounded in yourself, when these things come up, you're going to feel like things are not really working out for you. You're gonna sabotage things and you're gonna allow people to hurt you. Like, you're gonna put yourself in a position where people can hurt you, because you allowed yourself to be, swayed, and that's what can happen. So it can also, because of the confusion, what can happen is you literally forget your strength and your power within the relationship, and you give your power away. And when that happens, you feel the disappointment, you feel the gnarly kind of energy. So it's important to be grounded through this transition this week. That's one of the things that that if you are in that space, in that grounded space, you know who you are. Think of the Aries full moon, which is all about confidence, courage, moving forward despite whatever anyone else says, being inspired. And right, the opposite of that is feeling really insecure, right? So you don't want to be in your insecurity, although this transit can cause insecurity, can trigger insecurity issues within you. But if you stay aware, if you stay conscious, you can flow through them and learn what you have to learn, see what you have to see, and let go of those old patterns and those old cycles. So if you are in a relationship that's already on rocky ground, like, you know what I mean? Don't think it's going to feel good this week. Also, this is something because Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and Neptune and Pisces can be very loving and compassionate and empathic, right? The more lighter side of Pisces, of Neptune and Venus. It can also desire us to want more connection, but without our power and our sense of power in relationships, the connection is not going to be aligned. It's going to be like different frequencies trying to mix, and they don't mix. It's like mixing oil and water. Is a funny song from Incubus. I don't know if you guys, I loved Incubus growing up in high school because they were from California. But anyways, one of my favorite albums is Morning View, but they have another album that's later than that, and there's literally a song called Oil and Water. It's really funny. I don't remember exactly. I don't know why that was coming up right now, but that's what this can feel like. If you're not in tune, if you're not in that higher frequency, you're going to feel like oil trying to mix with water. And it's just not going to mix. But some of us might desire more tenderness, more affection. We may feel in tune with, we may desire to find someone in our lives that is more in tune with like ourselves, and more romance. This can be romance as well. So it can be negative because is a square, it's a challenge, but it can also make us desire to really improve ourselves within our relationships. And sometimes, unfortunately, that means letting go of relationships that no longer work. So also there can be issues with self-discipline. We may have a hard time. Also addictions can come as well. Addictions within relationships can really get heightened during this time. And we're physically and energetically pretty much feeling this energy already, but it's intensifying into Tuesday, and then it'll slowly leave. But remember everything I just told you about Venus, and she's entering her wholeness phase on October 30th. We're also having an eclipse in the month of November. Venus is going to enter Capricorn. She is going to... When does she go retrograde? So she doesn't go retrograde until December 19th, but that's when like that inferior conjunction starts to come closer and closer. So there's a lot going on in terms of relationships. My biggest advice to you is to be in your power. Remember your strength. If insecurity comes up, deal with it. face it, look at it, and don't allow yourself to fall, to become a victim, because that's what can happen here. We can become victims of things that obviously are not good for us. Let me check out what's going on in the chats. Oh, Darcy says the Leo King was talking about that. Yes, he's been talking about that as well. Somebody has Venus in Cancer, Venus in Virgo, Venus in Leo, Venus in Sagittarius. Maddie says this explains a lot. Yes, being grounded is very important. Been focusing so hard on releasing old patterns. This moon brought up tons of insecurities for me, Steph. Yeah. Interesting. And then someone, yeah, oh, that's right. And then I think that was you, or maybe someone else who also mentioned that they didn't really feel that good during the full moon. And you don't have to feel good during every full moon. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. It really depends on where it's landing in your chart. Hello, Alex. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. So there we go. Jerlene, welcome in. Aloha. And she has Venus in Sag. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through the whole zodiac, and we will talk about where this energy is landing in your chart, mostly based off of your rising sign, but we're also going to look at your messages for Sun, Moon, and Venus as well. So intuitive messages. I'm going to be using the this deck called the Ounce Project, the Inspiration deck, part of the Ounce Project. And basically, this deck are beautiful cards that tell you what you need an ounce of during this week. So they're super sweet messages. So I wanted to tap into that energy as well. I had a 2-day migraine. Ooh, interesting. Well, yeah, and sometimes, you know, it can get this intense, and sometimes we can't do it. Sometimes we can, you know. It's always an opportunity coming back around to work on shadows. Life's a spiral. Yes, it is, like the DNA strand. Halloween baby with Venus and Scorpio. Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. I love these cards. So we're going to have fun tonight. Who is ready? We're just going to go in order. I know Pisces always gets to go last, but it just makes it easier for me. My mind really flows easy when we go one by one, but I will try to do some more like random pickings next time. I just didn't prepare for that today. But here we go. Who is an Aries in the chat? Let us know. So if you're an Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, especially rising, you've got Venus in the 9th house, which is the house of expansion. And you've got Neptune in the 12th, which is the house of spirituality, your higher self, your intuition, your psychic abilities. So what's squaring are these two areas of your life. Expansion, how you expand, how you're expanding within relationships. Remember, we're all expanding right now. Expanding our horizons in relationships, because what is happening here is that Venus is in Sagittarius. So we are expanding. We're being asked to explore and expand within our relationships at the moment. That's collectively. Sorry, I need some more of my moon goddess oil. Moon goddess. So what's expanding in your life is coming to a head, or not a head because that would be an opposition, is being challenged by your intuition. So Aries, you might feel that your intuition is telling you something maybe off within your relationships. Your intuition might be telling you that something is funky. Something is going to come up, and you may see it in how you're choosing to expand and what you're receiving intuitively, and also subconscious patterns could be coming up for you as well this week. Oh, that card flew out, so that's it. So here's the key to getting through this transit. What you need an ounce of is presence. an ounce of presence. So staying present through whatever comes through this week is the key to getting through this challenge for you. I love that for you, Aries. And these are simple messages, and that's why I love them. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You have Venus in the 8th, which is, there's a lot. You're letting go of a lot of old patterns in terms of relationships, addictive patterns, and even karmic patterns. There are new beginnings on the horizon. So you need to already allow yourself to let go and release. Neptune is in your 11th house. So that's the house of friends, acquaintances, and also sharing your gifts with the world. The challenge for you is think about like the relationships with friendships. Are there certain people in your life that the relationship is kind of stagnant or staying behind, and you're kind of moving in a different place? Or are you resisting the change, and then it's causing that to affect really in a negative way, or causing you to kind of get stuck in old patterns with friends, and without you being really able to really share your gifts? Because to be able to share your gifts with the world it requires you to be in a grounded space. It requires you to be like in control of yourself. And because you're going through a lot of shifts and a lot of changes right now, it may feel like maybe you're on shaky ground with friends in your life, with people in your lives. But let's see what is going to help you, what's going to help Taurus move through this week's challenge. I love these messages. Okay. What is going to help you and what you need this week is an ounce of surrender. I absolutely love that, because whenever you're going through an 8th house transit, especially with Venus and your relationships, surrender and let go. Do not resist the change. Do not resist the tower moment. Do not resist the things that you need to let go of. It's very, very important that you pay attention to that this week and surrender to the shift. Surrender to the change. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You have Venus in the 7th. So relationships, especially the intimate relationships, are changing a lot. And the other planet, Neptune, is in your 10th. So that's your house of career and life path. What is being challenged here, and this could be what's going on, sometimes the relationships that we have actually get in the way of our life path. They take us away from that. And I think that's where you're feeling the challenge. You could be experiencing something where maybe your partner doesn't like what you do, or your job or your career is getting in the way of the relationship. Something in that realm is coming up. Maybe you're becoming wiser and you understand yourself at a deeper level, and so you can manage these things a little bit better, and you're noticing that you're able to manage them a little bit better. Those are the different ways that these energies can show up for you, Gemini. And oh my God, I love this. What you need an ounce of this week to help you get through this is confidence. An ounce of confidence. So trust your inner guidance. Trust your system. Handle it. Like manage it yourself. Like figure it out yourself. Just handle it and be in your confidence. Just keep walking strong this week. Just keep doing what you're doing, because whatever you're doing, obviously, it's helping. And then if there's some of you that are not in your confidence, like find your confidence this week to help you get through. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You've got Venus in the 6th, which is the house of work, being present, work relationships, also channeling the divine codes into this third dimension, bringing the wisdom of the divine into this time-space reality. With Neptune in your 9th house of expansion, the teacher, education, higher knowledge. And what can come up for you is it has to do with your day-to-day life. Like what's going on in your day-to-day life? Like what's your schedule? If you're expanding, if Neptune is asking you to expand and find a bigger part of yourself, discover a bigger part of yourself through your dreams, through your intuitions, then Venus is asking you to also make sure that somehow what you're doing, so it's like walking the talk. Are you walking the talk? You have a lot of dreams and you have a lot of visions, but are you actually working to get those visions? Are you actually working to manifest those things in your life? That's what's coming through is, are you walking the talk? Does your life reflect what you say you believe? And because what we say we believe and what we actually believe are two very different things. And until those things come to light, you won't know that you say you believe in one thing, but actually believe in another. Secretly believe in another, or secretly or subconsciously. Secrets are part of the realm of Pisces. So are you secretly believing the opposite of what you're saying you believe? And then you're not doing anything to move forward because that belief system, that secret belief system that hides in the closet that you're not willing to see about yourself, is getting in your way. What you need an ounce of is perspective. I absolutely love that. What is she holding? Like a little house. Well, that's so cute because your Cancer is that realm of the home. So this is definitely something that for you, you're feeling in the realm of the home, but you need an ounce of perspective. You need to get that higher perspective and look at the world from that space. That's a really beautiful message for Cancer. So next we've got Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. And Leo Venus is in your 5th house. So she's activating your creativity and your passion. So you may be feeling like really going out there. You may be really extroverted. You may be really outgoing right now. And also in terms of romance, sexuality, your sexual expression. You may be out there, Leo. And Neptune is in your 8th. So Neptune is the longer transit that's been here for a while, which means that what you're experiencing is, I feel like there's certain things falling apart. And so in a way, Venus is helping you to explore those realms. Venus is helping you to explore your sensuality, your creativity, your passion, your sexuality, so that you can see the patterns that you behave in that maybe are old, that maybe are not working anymore, that maybe need some shifting, some letting go, some releasing. And there's a lot of things that could be coming up for you, endings that are leading to new beginnings, but they're in the end, they're inspiring you, activating you, helping you to grow. What you need an ounce of is being. An ounce of being. So you got to let yourself just be. That is a confirmation that the exploration is important. That is how you are going to discover yourself, is through shining bright. So just be yourself, Leo. Don't think too much about it. Just be yourself. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. This is a 4th and 7th house. So Venus in the 4th is relationships regarding home and family. And then Neptune in the 7th is relationships that are the intimate ones, the more intimate ones, like marriage couples or boyfriend, girlfriend, things like that. And the 4th house can be like your son or your daughter or sister, brother, whatever. But these are the two areas. So Virgo, like relationships, like you're going through a lot. You're discovering a lot about yourself, but especially through your relationships right now at home and the intimate ones. And the square is going to bring up those challenges that you probably have already been feeling and experiencing, but give you an opportunity maybe to see them from a different perspective, give you more insight into this shift. I love this. What you need an ounce of is grounding. So Virgo, give yourself time to ground. Meditation, go out in nature. Exercise is also grounding for your body. Stay connected to the earth. Clear your energy through the earth, through the channels, right? Your chakras. Do chakra balancing. There's a beautiful meditation. I've done it before. And I'll probably at some point film a video about it. But yeah, just give yourself an opportunity to really ground this week. It'll help you get through this energy. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You're having a 3rd and a 6th house transit. So Venus is in the 3rd. So in terms of relationships, communication is what you're working on right now. You're expanding your way to communicate. And then with the square to Neptune in the 6th, it's bringing up issues of being present. Are you being present right now? Like, it'll show you where you're not being present or where other people's are not being present. And remember, all of these things can bring up these insecurities for us. We may feel a lot of insecurity come up in these areas that in the houses that I just mentioned for you, for all the signs. So look out for the insecurities, the trigger points in those areas of your life. Libra, what you need an ounce of, I love this expression, an ounce of expression. So this is beautiful because Venus is in your 3rd house. So Libra, if you're not expressing yourself right now, and it's expression, but look at the image, it's heart forward. She's like heart forward, like just taking this beautiful step, arms open, hair all wild, but heart forward. Expression, heart forward. Think of moving from your heart first. Lead with your heart. That's a beautiful way to put that. Lead with your heart. That's the expression that you need to focus on right now. And it'll help you expand in those ways. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, the rising. Venus is in your 2nd house. So 2nd and 5th house. So what you're experiencing is Venus is focusing right now on finances, on money. There's money issues are coming up. And then Neptune in the 5th can bring up confusion about like your creativity. And it'll bring up maybe insecurities about, am I being creative enough and actually manifesting the things that I want in my life? Where am I not being creative? Where am I blocking my creativity? This has to do more for you in terms of money than relationship, because it is in the 2nd house. However, this can also be affecting your relationships, right? So money issues can affect relationships very intensely. What you need more of is an ounce of nurturing. An ounce of nurturing. That is so beautiful. So give yourself more time to feel, take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your spirit, take care of yourself. Do things that nourish you. And that makes sense also too, because that's the 2nd house. It's the house of grounding and also nurturing yourself by connecting to the earth. And there's nothing like the connection to the earth to help us find more, like to become balanced. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like if you go out in nature and you go for a walk, like the earth just like sucks all the toxins out of you energetically. I go for a walk, your body moves, you're moving your lymphatic system. So the lymphatic system, if you sit for too long, if you don't exercise, it's like you're literally making sure that you're stuck. The lymphatic system in the body moves everything, right? It clears the energy. It gets rid of toxins physically within the body. And when you exercise, that's part of what happens. So you're like clearing, moving. And then when I go out in nature, I instantly feel the release of the pressure. And we're very pressured right now. There's a lot of pressure. So you feel the release of the pressure. And that's what I would recommend, because the nurturing means that you need to take it easy on yourself. Like, relax. Don't force it. Nurturing is about knowing when to say yes and when to say no. It also has to do with boundaries, but it's really give love to yourself. That's so beautiful. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So Venus is in your first. Neptune is in the fourth. So first house is your identity. Your sense of self, how you define yourself within relationships is expanding. But this may cause issues at home. This may trigger like old things to come up, especially in relationships, especially if you're like in a type of relationship where you're like married and you have kids or whatever, or you're going through a Uranus opposition, and what you're experiencing is you're expanding, but maybe your partner isn't, or you're expanding beyond what your family can handle. And that can trigger like so much. That's like a shift, a process that I went through when I began to expand myself, and I literally just had to continue moving forward. You can't dim your light because others aren't ready to see how bright it is. That's really important. Do not dim your light for what anyone else expects of you. Like, don't buy into other people's expectations of yourself. You need to just be on your own. And what you need a little more ounce of is pleasure. Ooh, so sexy. Pleasure. But pleasure, of course, can be sensual, can be sexual, but it's also just what things you love doing that bring you pleasure. Like, is it something physical? Is it something mental? Is it something spiritual? Do what brings you more pleasure in your life. Like, enjoy life a little bit more than maybe you have been. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. This is a 12th house transit and a 3rd house transit. So what you're experiencing here, Venus is activating your intuition, helping you to see things from a different perspective, but from a more like from a heart-centered perspective, or a Christ-conscious, a compassionate perspective. Your dreams may be strong right now, and your dreams may be about what's going on in your relationships. And then Neptune in the 3rd is like, you have to talk about it. Whatever is coming up in your dreams, especially if it has to do with a relationship, you have to communicate it. I just dropped your card, so let me get it. Oh, this is beautiful. So what you need a little ounce of, Capricorn, is integration. So this week is a period of integrating things, integrating the messages that you're receiving through the 12th house, expressing them, maybe writing it down. What that integration process can be: journaling, talking, communicating, being with yourself, meditation, contemplating the things that are coming up. Like, integrate it. Integrate this week all that is changing and all that is shifting and everything that comes up for you. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. This, and Taylor, hello. This is a transit that is happening in the 11th and the 2nd. So Venus in the 11th, the focus is on friends. So I think you're really enjoying that, making new friends, new relationships with people. And then Neptune in the 2nd is activating. I think this is where maybe self-esteem issues could be coming up, because this is the realm of self-esteem, and Neptune there, because he can bring confusion, maybe causing you to feel a lack of self-esteem in some way that's affecting the relationships, your friendships, old friends. I think in terms of old relationships, it can be karmic things coming up within your relationships. It can also feel like you're wanting to share your gifts with the world and sort of take care of people in that way. Not like you want to take care of people, but you're just sharing of yourself to the world. But Neptune is bringing up, it's trying to help you let go of old patterns. It's trying to help you release things that are not serving you. And the only way to release them is to obviously face them and look at them and stop being confused about what's going on. To stop being confused. Okay, this is so interesting. What you need ounce of this week is death. What? But this is an interesting image. She's actually a skeleton. So what is death? Death is not really death. Death is, first of all, only a transition. Death is a beginning. So what you really need is a new beginning, something to help you. It's an initiation. The transition, the transmutation, that's a big part of what you could be experiencing this week. Let it go. Let go of the old. Like, I've been reading the Gene Keys, and in one of the, I think it's the second, no, maybe it's the first one. The city, the divine gift, Sage, the divine gift is beauty. And he's talking about how you can't, beauty is not physical. Like, beauty is nothing. You, like, to understand beauty, like true beauty, you have to die into it. And I was like, whoa, that's quite a statement. But that's what I mean. You just die into it, which is a surrendering. In a nutshell, it's pretty much a surrendering. That's what death is. So a powerful message, definitely challenging, but a good message to hear. You were thinking about skeletons today. That's hilarious. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You're having a 10th and a first house transit. So Neptune in the first is helping you to like really tap into your intuition. Your intuition has probably been heightened for a while, and you've been like getting a lot of visions, maybe dreams, however you receive your intuition, tapping into the Akashic records. And then Venus in your 10th is asking you to focus on career and life path. So for you, the challenge is, how do you match those things? Like, how do your dreams become a reality? How do you activate your life path instead of doing something that doesn't match, like what you're reaching for at a soul level? This is deeper, right? This goes deeper. What are you reaching for at a soul level? And is what you're reaching for manifesting in your 10th house? Like, is that what you're doing? Are you on your life path? Are you inspired on your life path or not? And then the insecurity will show up. If you're not, why not? What is it that's holding you back? What you need an ounce of this week is bliss. I love this because that's very much, it can be bliss. Pisces energy can be blissful, like harmonious, loving, compassionate, blissful. So bliss is also about relax into it. Don't try so hard. Allow yourself to relax, to find the bliss in your own life, which requires you to be in a relaxed state. And then when you're in that relaxed state, enjoying life. And that tells you that if you're trying too hard, you're not going to reach those goals that you're wanting. If you're trying too hard, like try less. try less hard. That's pretty much what this card is saying. Don't try so hard. Try a little less intensely, and let yourself enjoy being. Enjoy life. Really beautiful messages. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. If someone feels so inspired to put up timestamps on the video, especially with all the signs, I would really appreciate that. And I will be back tomorrow. We're going to do some mini readings. So if you want to get a reading, you can get on the list now. It's $25 sent to my PayPal. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're moving forward on. We're just a day away from the sun entering Scorpio for Scorpio season. So time is just flying on by. Thank you for your support. Again, check out the holiday special reading and make sure you get on my email list by downloading my free moon astrology guide and find out what your psychic gifts are. Speaking of Neptune, what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. What does that mean? There's a whole PDF file that I send you. It's like all the signs. You can tell everyone, all your friends, what their psychic gifts are, and it's really on point. It's really beautiful. Thank you again, everyone, for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And also tomorrow, during the day, I'm gonna be going live periodically. I don't know exactly what time, whenever it kind of fits, and starting to do the monthly readings. So make sure to tune into those if you can live, and if not, you'll be able to watch the replay. You're welcome. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you soon.